The first reading today, we hear we don't belong to ourselves. None of us lives for oneself, and no one dies for oneself. We live for the Lord. If we die for the Lord's. So then, whether we live or we die, we are the Lord's, that we belong to God. We are His, and He has called us into His heart. And the beautiful thing is that then our life has purpose beyond the things we do and how useful we are, right? Because very often we can look at our worth being in how much money I make, how useful I am to society, and all these other things. And the Lord says, no. Your worth is because you belong to me. You are mine. And then He goes on and says, so why are you judging each other? Why do you judge your brother and sister? Why do you look down on your brother and sister? No, we're all going to go before the judgment seat of God. So you are not the judge. And then we hear that continues in the gospel today as Jesus tells 3 parables, although we only hear 2 of them in today's gospel. The third one, which immediately follows the woman looking for the lost coin, is, anybody know which one comes in? That's right, the prodigal son. Very good. You should get a gold star. Or as they say, it's actually the parable of the loving father. That it is because the father goes after both his sons that he loves so much and are turned away from him. But so what spurs this on, these parables, is that the tax collectors and sinners were drawing close to Jesus, and the Pharisees complained. This man welcomes sinners, and he eats with them. Now, in that culture, to eat with someone wasn't just like, okay, we're going to sit down at McDonald's and have some fries together. It was to say, I am uniting myself to you, so much so that if there were 2 feuding families, and for instance, you were to go and visit a town and someone was to invite you over, if you were to go and eat with this family over here, that other family would never, ever have you over. You've just associated yourself with that family by eating with them, and now we will have nothing to do with you, absolutely nothing to do with you. Even though they don't know you, they know nothing about you, but you went and ate with that person. And so with Jesus, eating with tax collectors and sinners, it's the incarnation, right? God associates Himself with sinners. And why does He do this? Because, imagine a sheep that is lost. The shepherd's going to go after him. Goes searching until he finds it, and then he will carry it home. And as Jesus says in another place in reference to sparrows, He says, you are worth more than many sheep. Or what woman having 10 coins and losing one, and a coin that it's referring to, a drachma, is worth 1 day's worth of work. It's not insignificant. And the image that I've seen in some of the biblical scholars say that those 10 coins were actually her dowry. That for her to be able to get married, these were the coins that were set aside for her to give as her dowry. And if she loses one of them, that's a big deal. So she goes and searches the house, sweeping where's this coin? I'm supposed to be getting married. Where's this coin? I need this. She searches until she finds it. And you are worth more than many coins. That the Lord then reveals to us the Father's love as He goes out and He runs to meet His Son who rejected Him and insulted Him and said, I wish you were dead. How He goes out even to the older son. Says, come back in. Come and celebrate with me. So we look on both sides of this parable. We say, okay, in what ways might we be the ones judging others and saying, I want nothing to do with them? There's a spiritual practice that says, think about the person that you love the least, the person that you most are discouraged by, the person that you dislike, that everything about them gets under your skin. Maybe it's someone you know, maybe it's someone you live with, maybe it's just someone on TV or a politician or something like that, who knows? But the person that you like the least in the world, that is how much the amount that you love that person is the amount that you love God. And the Lord is saying, you're called to love each person because each person is not our enemy. It is Satan and the evil one. He is our enemy and his demons, but not the people around us. Doesn't mean everything they do is right or that we have to put up with everything they do, but they're not the enemy. So we're looking at Jesus saying, I have come to seek and to save them too. Looking on the other side of the parable, seeing how much we are worth, that God comes out seeking us when we've rejected him, when we're lost, when we stay away from him. We ask the Lord for that grace today, be able to see the merciful heart of Jesus, so that we may have our hearts conformed to his, so that reaching out in mercy to those around us, especially those whom we most dislike, and also be able to receive his mercy and be brought home when we have turned away from him.